I had a couple of things. One, there was a guy so when I was at the Stop the Steal rally, there was an old guy, like old enough to be my grandfather, old white guy, who had a mask on, and he came over to the Trump side, and I was watching him. He was just trying to start fights with people, like yelling at people, using curse words, calling them names right up in their face. Several times people had to come separate and be like, hey guys, no violence, back off, because there were some Trump guys willing to mix it up with him. So he was getting in. He was the kind of person, I think, obviously the psychology of someone who comes over to the Trump side to try and start fights. He was someone looking for to antagonize someone, or to, his elephant wanted to fight someone, right? And so he, at some point, one of the guys told him I was a liberal who voted for Trump. Oh, because earlier I also took someone's megaphone. They were doing chants on the Trump side, and I borrowed a megaphone, Carter, and I was like, they were doing different, and I tried to start a chant. I'm like, liberals for Trump, liberals for Trump. And they all looked at me and laughed. I'm like, am I the only one? And then there was one guy who's like, libertarians for Trump. I'm like, there's one, libertarians for Trump. It was kind of funny. But anyway, they told him, well, she's a liberal or something. So he says to me, are you a liberal? Like right up, and I was like, yeah, I'm a liberal. And then did you vote for Biden? No, I voted for Trump. And then anyway, he tells me, first he calls me an effing B word. I'm not going to say it. I don't want to get the flag today. Called me an effing B word. He told me, it actually said these words, I hope you get COVID and die, which I'm just like, wow, it doesn't hurt my feelings or anything. I can't. And so I was asking him, we were both raising our voices, and I was rude to him too. I said, I'm sorry, I can't hear you through that face diaper you have on. And you
should have just been like, I already have it. Sorry.
Yeah, I wasn't about to do that, but I did ask him. I was trying to he was just yelling rude things like that. And I was trying to get louder. I'm like, why would you think I would come back to your side with that?
Right.
Why would you say that to someone? Why do you have so much hatred in your heart? Why do you have so much hatred in your heart? I don't wish death on you, sir. I didn't call you an effing B word, sir. I don't hope you die, sir, but you're supposed to be the side of tolerance and love. And do you think that's appealing to people? Do you think that that's persuasive, that people want to be on a side with someone like that? And I was asking him, like, what are you putting out in the world? You're putting out hatred. You don't even know me. And it was weird because he kind of stammered a bit, and then he tried to pivot and say, well, Trump is hateful. I'm like, I'm not talking about Trump. I'm talking about you. What is in your heart? What you are spewing to me is hateful. Why? And then he called me a stupid B word a few more times, and then he retreated. But it was just interesting because we're used to that behavior online, but to have someone doing it in your face, and for it to be I think because he was an old man, it just startled me more. I'm like, you look like somebody's kindly grandfather. Like, do your grandkids know this is how you're spending your day, your weekend?
Oh, they probably love it.
Yeah. It was very, I don't know, just disturbing that this guy's out there, is this how he gets his jollies off? Plus, if you think Biden won, why do you even need to come spew your hatred? Why don't you go on the other side of the street with the people who are reacting like this is spring break and go celebrate, like, or gloat or whatever? But why are you over here trying to mix it up with fighting? What a weird personality.
Do you remember the first time that you realized that the people who looked old and wise could be idiots as well?
Yes. Yes.
I remember that pretty distinctly. Right. It was like, oh yeah. Wow, the 90-year-old guy who I think should have a life full of wisdom is a moron. Like, that does happen. Yeah. It does happen.
Yeah.